Hey guys, Zach here from Kubota Lynchburg, and today I'm joined with Jim, our SCAG representative from SCAG. So we wanted to show off the new SCAG Jackals. I think I've already done a post and everything on them, but wanted to put a video out there with someone who actually has experience. He's actually run one now for hours. He's used it at his house, he's told me, and everything like that. So he's got the good experience behind it and everything like that. And I've been very happy with the SCAG Jackals that we've gotten in so far. I've gotten 2 of them. That's his demo model there. So if you want a demo, hit me up. He might be able to help you out with that. But we're very happy with SCAG as a brand. I asked him why I'm happy with SCAG, and he said, because it makes me money when I sell them, which, I mean, that's the truth too. But you know, SCAG is really good quality equipment. We know that. We've seen that for many years. SCAG is well known to have really good quality equipment. So when they said they were going to come out with a stand-on skid steer, I was like, all right, this is going to be good. And sure enough, I'm pretty happy. I've got some land pride attachments on here, but you can see the SCAG bucket that comes with it. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go over kind of the pros on it. We're going to see if there's any cons to it that we've found so far, the capacities, why you might want to get the SCAG Jackal versus maybe some of the other brands or competitors, what kind of those top selling features are. We're also going to come out with another video about testing the lift capacity on it, so keep an eye out for that. But Jim, tell me, I guess first, the fun question, why should I buy a SCAG stand-on Jackal?
Well, you know, I can tell you one thing. I had a customer tell me the other day that a lawnmower brand is now making heavy equipment. And I would like to point out that the manufacturer of SCAG is Metalcraft of Mayville, based out of Wisconsin. We fabricate and have been for Caterpillar Construction for many years, tracking components, rollover protection, subframes that are just these massive weldments. So again, the parent company who has been fabricating SCAG for, you know, many years, since the early 80s, you know, has plenty of experience in fabricating heavy equipment products. So I want to start out with that. MSRP on this unit here, because we fabricate a good majority of this product, we don't outsource from a bunch of different suppliers. You know, this product is fabricated in-house. The tracking components are fabricated in-house. So again, MSRP on this unit as it sits with the bucket, so our MSRP includes the bucket. We're at $43,499 on the wide track model. We do also have a narrow track model that's going to be a 36-inch wide footprint. It does come with a bucket as well, but it is a narrower bucket. So again, just some key features on the SCAG, some key elements about SCAG and who fabricates them.
Question for you, because you mentioned MSRP. Does it change because there's multiple engine options? So I'm a Kubota dealership. I'm Zach from Kubota Lynchburg. I'm a Kubota dealership. I order them in with the Kubota diesel engine in them, which is 24.8 horsepower, if I'm correct, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's the D1305 engine, same as we use a ton of these engines in our small tractors. What other engine options are there?
Yes, good question. So you can buy this with a Yanmar turbo diesel or a Kohler Lombardini diesel. So it does have 3 engine options. They're, again, all diesel models, no gas models.
Kubota, #1 diesel engine in the world, though.
There you go.
Might be particular. But yeah, there's engine options. All the same price, is that correct?
They are within a couple $100 of each other. So okay. Yes, right. Yes, they are not drastically different.
Okay. So obviously there's a lot of other brands that sell these things. Kubota makes one, which I don't have yet. One day I might have the Kubota SCL 1000s, but Ditch Witch, Toro, Bobcat, they all make them. Obviously they're all going to have their own features and everything like that. Point out a couple of those features that you know might be better than, or at least one of those top selling features compared to the competitors.
So if you come on over here, you know, one of the key components I want to point out with this machine is the accessibility of it. So we've taken a couple of the covers off of this unit here. You know, it's just a couple wing knobs to remove the side covers. It's just a simple latch in the front here to lift up the hood. And as you can see, the accessibility is right there. You know, no other manufacturer that I've seen so far has quite the accessibility that we do.
And real quick, so OSHA doesn't yell at us, it does come standard with the cylinder guard, so I can stand underneath this bucket safely. It's not going to fall down on us. All right, all you OSHA people. Yep,
and what we're looking at the engine compartment here, we do have a polar fan design. So the radiator's in the back, and the fan is actually pulling air from behind the machine across the engine compartment. So we're introducing fresh air. The operator's not getting hot, you know, a bunch of heat blown on them. A lot of the competition has the radiator blowing the air from the front, which is dusty, dirty air, into the engine compartment and then back onto the operator. So airflow is a big feature on this design as well. You speak about, you know, the loader arms up. So we do have a hinge pin height of 83 inches, which is going to be up there when you're comparing other manufacturers such as the Dingos, the Bobcats, the Vermeers, etc. We also do have a pretty aggressive ground clearance at 7.5 inches. Most of the other guys are going to be less than that. So again, make sure when you're looking into these things, you are looking into the fine details of it. Well, we're looking at the bottom of the machine. If you come over here and take a peek, our tracks are a greasable adjusted track. So you would basically remove this cover here, and underneath you'll see a grease fitting. Okay, so you would tilt the bucket into the ground to raise the front end up. You would measure your sag here at the center of the track, and then you would just add grease to adjust the tension of the track. So very easy to service and adjust the track, very easy to service and clean the engine compartment and hydraulic hose assembly. Just a very simple, clean design.
I love the openness of it. Again, I've got a shop here. My mechanics are going to absolutely love being able to easily access everything, because I know some of the other brands don't. Now, I have a question I hadn't even thought about till right now, Jim, is you mentioned tracks. Is there a warranty on the tracks?
Yes, there is a warranty on the
Okay,
tracks.
all right. I don't think you thought about this either. Okay.
No, I have not.
Well, what's the warranty on the machine?
So the warranty on the machine is going to be a 1 year or 1,000 hour warranty. So there is an hour limit. That includes rental. Okay, so we do have a 1,000 hour rental warranty for those dealers out there or those people out there that are watching this video.
I bet the tracks are probably on the same warranty. I mean, 1 year on tracks is pretty standard. So yes. I was just thinking about that. I was realizing, you know,
yes.
I hadn't thought about that yet. So, all right, let's see some other features if we want to circle around
sure.
back here.
Sure.
Obviously, one of the nice things about this is because we look at all day, everyday operator use, they have 12 gallon of total fuel capacity. So 6 gallon tanks on either side with either visibility, easy visibility on your fuel gauge. I think Jim said he ran it for about 5.5 hours and used up about 1 tank. So realistically, it depends on how hard RPMs are running, what implement you're using, what terrain you're on, the whole 9 yards. But probably about minimum 8-9 hours, probably more like 10 to 12 hours
yes.
of operator use.
Yes.
So you can use this thing all day without having to worry about fueling back up, which with diesel fuel economy is just amazing, which is why we love diesel engines so much. And if we look in the back here, we're talking about accessibility. All your hydraulic systems, he talked about the air coming through, all your hydraulic systems and valve blocks and hoses and everything being very easy to access right here is one of those key things. You just pop the cover off. If you want to look at one with the cover on, right here it is. It's nice and comfy. You can pop that off and get to all your hydraulics on it. Jim, you want to talk about operational controls since you've used it more than I have?
Yeah, and something to point out too with capacities, guys, we do have a 12 gallon total hydraulic reservoir capacity, so it is pretty much leading the industry with the hydraulic fluid capacity.
So it's more expensive when you drain all of it out.
Sure, yeah, but it stays cooler because, you know, it's got more fluid in it. You know, furthermore, with our, here, come on in, we'll look at the operator controls up here. So again, up here we've got the joystick that will operate the function of your loader arms and your tilt cylinder for your bucket, grapple, etc. Here is going to be to engage your third function. So again, open and close a grapple. We do have detents for locking them in place when you are running, say, a trencher, a brush cutter, an auger, something that is going to stay on. We do have lights. We do have a float switch, and then this design here is a single joystick. A lot of the competitors will have a dual joystick. So again, single joystick to control the tracks. So again, just a little bit of getting used to, but we've got them, you know, Kubota Lynchburg's got them in stock. We've got some demos out here, so again, if you want to come drive one around, more than welcome to.
I've driven a couple of these now, and it is really easy to operate. Honestly, most of them are easy to operate. The Kubota one I know has a pivoting handle to move back and forth. And you have to like twist it as you go. And again, it just takes some operator experience learning on it. But realistically, this is about as easy as you can come up with using it. Even the grapple is pretty easy to use. I'm gonna crank it up real quick. Let's see. Oh. So you've got your center auxiliary here. And realistically, it's just open, close. So you can be moving while you do it if you want to. And you can close. You can be raising your load in your bucket as you close. So you've got all sorts of options with that end on it. So it doesn't really matter which implement you're running, it's going to be easy. Like an auger, you can just lock it in. The grapple, you could lock it in. The cutter, you could lock it in, like you said. But it is really easy to use. You're going to be using 2 hands at all times on it. As far as the grapple goes, this is a Land Pride or a Kubota built grapple because it's universal quick attach on the front. Now, not the same as your big skid steers, but these mini skid steers, mini stand-ons, they all basically have the same universal. So you want to save some money and buy something used or buy something from another brand, absolutely, obviously feel free to, because I think SCAG only makes the buckets right now, right? No implements?
Yes, no implements at this time, but we, Metalcraft of Mayville will be, fabricating some attachments here in the near future. But yes, like Zach had mentioned, again, CID, Land Pride, all those brands. The only one that is the exception is going to be Bobcat. If you do have a Bobcat branded mini track loader, there are attachments that you can buy or couplers to make your attachments fit if you did decide to switch over to a Jackal.
Yeah, there's ways to do it.
Something to point out as well, the flow rate, like I said, if I hadn't already, is 15 GPM at 3,000 PSI. So again, it is capable of running some of your larger brush cutter attachments and things of that nature. Ground speed, since we didn't touch base on it, is 4 miles per hour. And now speed. And again, weight, the machine is very stout. It comes in with the bucket right at about 3,400 pounds. So it is going to be a heavier machine than most of the comparable units in this class. But again, it does allow for a higher lift capacity, sitting right at 1,125 pounds, and a tipping capacity of 3,142 to be exact. And again, Zach,
have you tipped one yet?
I have not. But,
we're going to see if we can tip one today.
We'll mess around
not
with
side
it
to side
today.
forward. I don't want to tip one and have to drain the engine. But
yep.
Something I'm seeing from right here, there's a nice cylinder guard on the front.
Yes.
If you guys ever owned a tractor with a grapple, one of the major things you're going to do is have a piece of brush or tree limb come back through and bash your front grill guard in. On this one, you do have some cylinder guards, which is nice. And honestly, if it busts the front, it's metal. It's not going to hurt anything. They make it pretty solid, which is good. So.
Mm-hmm. We do have some very easily accessible tie-down points, guys. So if you're seeing here in the front, okay, you also have some in the rear that are very easily accessible underneath the foot platform. Now, the platform, the operator platform, is adjustable with rubber bushings, so you can adjust, the comfortability of the platform you're standing on. And the last thing that I would like to point out is we do have, which most of the other competitors don't have them, but we do have a third line up here that is for basically pressure spikes if you're running an implement that does have the option for a case drain hookup. It'll take those pressure spikes and flush it back to the reservoir instead of potentially damaging the implement or damaging any lines.
Yeah. Kind of like our big skid steers and everything like that. They'll have that case drain if you're running a bush hog or something like that to it. So, well, I mean, overall, I've liked them since day one, since they came out. But overall, very good. Honestly, as far as specs go, it seems to me, I'm sort of biased. He's even more biased than I am. But at the same time, I like to look at facts. You guys know that. It seems to beat out the competitors in almost every single way. Now, everyone's going to have their own little feature that's, better. It's more narrow or it's lighter, so it's easier to put on trailers, everything like that. But we've had 0 issues so far. I think there's been 1 or 2 tiny little things that could be addressed and made a little bit better. My number 1 thing being the parking brake on them. They're a pain. Once you learn how to do it, you can do it. But Chris experienced that today, trying to get the parking brake off. Yep. Now the fun thing that SCAG offers through dealerships is going to also be financing. So, I mean, you might not want to write a check for $41,500, which is what I think the cash price on these is with the bucket, $41,500. You might not want to write a check for it, so maybe you want 0% financing. So there are financing options through your dealership. I know Sheffield offers 0% for 48 months. So, I mean, that changes every month too. So if you're watching this 6 months from now, I don't know, correct, talk to your local dealer. But there's almost always financing options on these seems to be very well. Some of the, I know all the competitors offer it, but having that true 0% is really nice. And then there's the fleet discount that we were talking about earlier. So let's say you want a SCAG, but you also want to save $5 or $6 grand, but you also need a mower or a sprayer or an aerator or a debris loader or something like that. You can bundle a couple of these things together, like one of these Jackals with a commercial grade mower or the stand-on aerator or sprayer, and you'll get fleet discounting on both.
Correct.
Which honestly, I'm saying $5 or $6 grand. That'd be $5 or $6 grand off the Jackal, but you'd also get the discount on the other one. So you might be making back the price of a brand new mower with a fleet discount or something like that. Now that I'm thinking about it. So Again, talk to your local dealership, do the online research before you go and buy. But there's discounts, there's promotions, and your dealership might throw some fun stuff in. I usually do, so.
And demonstrations.
And
so
demos.
come on out and try one.
Yeah, give us a shot. So if you have questions about the Jackal, shoot me a comment on here, and either I'll be able to answer you or I'll text Jim and see if he can answer you. But appreciate you guys watching.